I mean, there's no question this is a fantastic piece. It really is. Conceptually, I think this is clearly the strongest piece in the group. Clearly. I think there's some things. I mean, you've worked your butt off on this, and it shows. I mean, it really does. There's a couple of things I'd like to talk about. I think that just real quick, just if you want to maybe move forward with this, because this is definitely a portfolio worthy piece. All right, couple of things. This is weird. I don't like how this just ends like this, and kind of it actually almost gets distressed a little bit over there. Yeah, I'm not. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think it's just adding too much. Again, it's just stripping things of. Remember Hicks' law. Just remember that forever, John. Every time you add something, it takes away from what's already there. You've already got a strong compositional, a strong conceptual framework. But we don't need that. We just don't need it. It's different from everything else, and it just adds a little confusion. I thought it was a mistake at first. So I would just go ahead and take that timeline right off the page, just like it started. The I, you recognized it, you mentioned it, that the E is a problem. It is. I would say work on that. But the rest is phenomenal. If anything, I would say that these aren't high enough. I would say just to add a little bit of drama to the front, I would just add a little bit more. And then maybe just a little, definitely adding the ECG wave pattern on this end of the composition as it goes. It's definitely gonna help, definitely. So I would do that. The gradient, I would go a little more harsh on the gradient. I'd go darker from the darks to the lights. I think the shadow areas could use a little bit darkening up. I love that they're not consistent. I love that. That's awesome. So you didn't just use some kind of consistent gradient or irregular. That's awesome. Okay, let's go to the back. Note the size of the grid marks on the front and the back. That is actually a problem, John, because the subconscious, the eye is going to pick that up. The viewer's eye is going to pick that up and see it as an inconsistency. So I would recommend that you duplicate that grid on the back. Back's a home run. Timeline's a grand slam. No question there. This is one of the best timelines I've seen. Conceptually, it's just so solid. Okay. Now, the one thing I would say is, as far as the layout itself goes, the typography is great. The piece is fantastic. I just want to talk about a couple of things moving forward if you want to include this in your final portfolio, your student portfolio. I think the hang line is too high in the composition. I think it goes clear up to the, almost to the top of the page. I would bring it down to that grid mark right there. Just give a little bit of breathing room up to the top of the page. Got a lot of type here. Your rags are good. Your punctuation's good. Everything is good. Typography is sound. But, boy, compositionally, this is just killing me. I think this has been a problem for a while now. So I'm thinking that maybe we go to a 3-column type grid. 1, 2, 3. Put his head right there on top of the timeline. That way this just has been a problem. It's been a thorn in your side since the front. You've tried so many different things, and I think the rounded corners are too much. I think I would just square that off and present it as a photograph. Forget the fades, forget the gradients, just as a straight up photograph. Black background, sharp edges. Put it right there. Sharp edges will actually, you don't have anything, well, you do have some rounded stuff in the composition. These are rounded, but they're a minor part of the composition. These spikes here are more of a major part of the ECG line in terms of recognition. So I would mimic that hard edge right there on that. Okay, so other than that, fantastic job. I just wanted to leave you this video just to tell you that you've done a really, really good job here. So good job. Thank you very much, John.